To slow down and think about this image. My parents' kitchen looks like that during a party too, she says. All those lemon rinds next to the bar. And my mom almost looks like a wrung-out lemon after a long night. She realizes that partygoers have trampled Gatsby's house, just as they regularly trash her parents' Hamptons house in the summer, and that the result is a sense of lethargy and letdown. The passage seems to make sense to her and to connect to her personal experience. She uses the intercom on the wall next to her desk to buzz her maids to bring up some green tea, which appears in a matter of minutes in porcelain cups and saucers with thin lemon wedges teetering on the rims. We eventually hammer out an outline, and I think she has done a good job coming up with an arguable thesis and marshalling some evidence from the text. She musters a faint smile as I leave. Or did Gatsby achieve the dream? She wonders aloud. I leave elated. This has been a heady experience. The green tea, the white dogs, and getting paid to talk about Gatsby. I never dreamed that all my years of reading and being made fun of for loving poetry in public high school would actually result in something lucrative and fulfilling. My route to Sophie's house was a circuitous one. While earning my doctoral degree in psychology, I had two major problems. The easier of the two was rejecting Freudianism in favor of behavioral approaches, after I deemed Freud out of touch with modern realities. The harder one was being able to afford new shoes, instead of walking with holes in both of my flats, or an iced coffee for the homeless man who lived in the lobby of my building in Park Slope, Brooklyn. Or even buy one for myself, for that matter. It was also hard to afford subway fare, hence the walking, hence the holes in my shoes. I had essentially discovered that while my Harvard undergraduate education had made me very well read, it did not automatically earn me subway fare. That was my fault, though, as I had bypassed lucrative financial jobs to study psychology, while my husband, also an Ivy grad, had become a magazine editor. We had a lot of books packed into our shabby apartment. Still, I believed that psychology would unravel the mysteries of the human mind, everything from altruism to irrationality, and just peeking into these mysteries was worth more to me than a 6- or 7-figure income. I thought a great deal while treading the streets of New York in my worn-down soles, and I was fortunate enough to strike upon the idea of writing a dissertation about ADHD that helped pave my way to working with students with learning differences and ADHD. When I got a job as a learning specialist, a teacher who helps students with such learning differences, in an elite Manhattan private school at an annual salary of $54,500, I felt secure for the first time in a long time, even with a newborn to care for at home. After years of earning a subsistence income, I decided I needed something steadier now that I had a young one of my own. I had lived in New York for 10 years, and I so far had been able to scrape by without dipping into the gig economy. But when my friend who taught at an Upper East Side girls' school asked if I'd help a sweet, stressed-out sophomore with writing, I was ecstatic. This was the kind of work I'd do for free. The idea of getting paid for it, and on top of my salary, was nirvana, almost unthinkable. Back in rural Massachusetts where I grew up, kids used to cheat off me for nothing. To enter the calm, secure, sedate Park Avenue lobby of the building where this girl lived was to enter a world that promised the freedom of the rich, the transcendence of an art museum, and the satisfaction of calming a nervous 15-year-old. Little did I know that Freud, whom I'd so casually rejected in graduate school, was lurking, waiting for me in the hushed, lily-filled interior of those Park Avenue buildings, where neuroses of all sorts waited. After Sophie earns her first A on a paper, rocketing up magically from her usual B+, I become a bit of a hot commodity in the duplexes and brownstones of Brooklyn and Manhattan. I am like the restaurant that is so trendy, it isn't even in Zagat's yet. Later, after I found some more students to tutor, mothers refer to me as their secret, and one is upset that her daughter's rival's mother has found out about me too. "But we discovered you," she wails. A mother